today was the day, the deadline for Hunter Biden to comply with a subpoena to be deposed behind closed doors by Congress. Now, I believe that when you are subpoenaed by Congress, even if you don't want to go, even if you know that the Republicans are going to try and selectively leak what you say behind closed doors to make you look bad, you got to go, because it sets a bad precedent that Congress can't subpoena people. Now, we've seen this as we've seen many Republicans refuse to comply with subpoenas. That doesn't necessarily justify, in my mind, Biden doing that. However, Hunter Biden went to the press because he's also offered to testify in public, and because of this dynamic. And here he is on the Capitol steps speaking to the press earlier this morning.
James Comer, Jim Jordan, Jason Smith, and their colleagues have distorted the facts by cherry-picking lines from a bank statement, manipulating texts I sent, editing the testimony of my friends and former business partners, and misstating personal information that was stolen from me. There is no fairness or decency in what these Republicans are doing. They have lied over and over about every aspect of my personal and professional life. So much so that their lies have become the false facts believed by too many people. No matter how many times it is debunked, they continue to insist that my father's support of Ukraine against Russia is the result of a non-existent bribe. They displayed naked photos of me during an oversight hearing. And they have taken the light of my dad's love, for me, and presented it as darkness. They have no shame. These same committee chairmen have engaged in unprecedented political interference in what would have already been a 5-year investigation of me. Yet, here I am, Mr. Chairman, taking up your offer when you said we can bring these people in for depositions or committee hearings, whichever they choose. Well, I've chosen. I am here to testify at a public hearing today to answer any of the committee's legitimate questions. Republicans do not want an open process where Americans can see their tactics, expose their baseless inquiry, or hear what I have to say. What are they afraid of? I'm here. I'm ready.
I mean, I'm not even sure necessarily. I guess this is just for, Democrats who might think that somehow there's something to this investigation. Because it's very hard to not hear these things over and over again and not assume there must be something here. There's no way these people would pursue this relentlessly if there was really nothing. But the fact is, yes, they would. We had, 8 hearings on Benghazi? Do people remember that?
Yeah. That's like the main activity of Republicans in Congress, is to follow up.
And we have other clips of James Comer, who is now doing a media tour to talk about other media tours he's done. Like literally going on other shows to talk about how he won't go on Fox and Friends anymore because there's skeptics there. Or he won't go on CNN because there's skeptics there. It's fascinating. But, Biden did, I think, essentially what he could do, at the very least. He put put the spotlight on the Republicans to refuse to have him testify publicly. I still think that when you're subpoenaed by Congress, you've got to go. But I would just come right out the next moment and release the transcript yourself. I don't know how you go about doing that, but I imagine there's got to be a mechanism in which you could go in. We'll do this, but we want a recording, and we're going to release it. We won't include any of your questions, just what I say. In a minute, we're going to be talking to Ari Tolany, research consultant for Women for Weapons Trade Transparency. New story out in these Times magazine about how Israel got an endless supply of U.S.-made smart bombs, and the end around essentially that has been going on around Congress to provide Israel with a seemingly unlimited amount of weapons with absolutely no conditions associated with them whatsoever, other than like a stern warning about civilian casualties. We'll get to Ari in a moment, and then later, Andy Diamond. There's a strike going on at Columbia College in Chicago. The DP of everything I ever shot, I think. I think mostly all of like the TV shows and the movies I shot was teaching there. I don't know if he still is teaching there, but there's the longest adjunct professor strike in U.S. history, or so I'm told. We will check with Andy about that.